Today I'll be reviewing Boruto chapter 28 and 29. These previous two chapters were great. I say previous because right now chapter 30 is out, but I wanted to review these two and then do 30 in another video later. I know this is late, but I wanted to get my thoughts out there anyway. These chapters may be slow compared to like some of the past few, but I still think they were really good and very important chapters. So chapter 28 was called Flowers. And in this chapter, Naruto takes Kawaki to find a new vase for Himawari, and then they run into Sarada. And we both know how all the anime fandoms are. If a boy and a girl start talking to each other, it's immediately and instantly a ship. Especially if the guy acts like he really doesn't care, or if he really just doesn't care. That just makes it 2 times more of a ship to most fans. Anyway, so Naruto took Kawaki out so that he could get a new vase for Himawari. And along the way, Kawaki has chocolate for the first time because I guess he's never had any snacks before, because when Naruto tells him about it, he like says snacks with a question mark. So I wonder, was he just like eating like plain rice and stuff at their headquarters? I mean, like, damn, he didn't have like Jigen didn't even let Kawaki have like some chips or anything. That really sucks. But something I took note of when they were picking out their snacks, Sarada recommended one, but Kawaki decided to not choose that one, which is like, it shows that he wants to make his own decisions when he can, because when he was with Kara, he didn't really have any free will, and now that Naruto presented the opportunity for him to choose something, he decided to choose for himself. But after a couple of minutes or so, a kid like accidentally runs into him, and then Kawaki tries to kill him immediately. But luckily for them, Naruto was there to stop him. And Sarada points out, like, she asks him, what kind of childhood would you have to where you would attack a little kid who accidentally runs into you? And he just tells her to shut up immediately. So after that, they go to Ino's flower shop where Kawaki decides to pick out a vase. And then Naruto tells Ino what's going on. And after Kawaki picks a vase, it kind of triggers his PTSD and he starts thinking about Jigen and the kids in the other tubes, and then he just drops the vase and like backs up. And then Naruto, seeing this, just walks over and gives him a hug and tells him that he's safe. And for Kawaki, that was probably the first moment he received like any sort of affection from any sort of adult ever, because his first father didn't treat him with respect, and neither did Jigen. So Naruto hugging him must have like strung a chord somewhere inside of him. So after Kawaki picks out a vase, he brings it back home, and Boruto says that he accepts his sincerity, but still gives him the glue to fix the vase. And I honestly really don't get what Boruto's trying to prove. Like, this guy who was set to kill all you guys not too long ago this is like a real turnaround. Imagine someone going from trying to kill you to offering to fix your little sister's vase that he accidentally broke. And Boruto is still like, he still wants him to fix the vase that's broken, even though he got him a replacement. All from a guy who was going to kill him a few days ago. So I'm not really sure what Boruto's trying to do here, but I don't know, he's acting a bit too extra to me. After that, we see Kashin Koji talk about what the Yamanaka clan does in the Leaf. He talks about their sensory division and says that anyone who doesn't have chakra that isn't registered in the Leaf will be like detected as soon as they enter or leave. And basically tells Delta that she can't go in, but then he goes in with no problem at all. And then Delta just seems to question his motives. So you can tell Delta doesn't fully trust him. And I don't really get why. I guess this is really more evidence pointing towards him being Jiraiya, but I still don't believe he's Jiraiya. He can be Jiraiya's clone, his lost son, his secret brother, anything but Jiraiya to me. It could be as close as possible, just not Jiraiya. All that aside, I thought this chapter was pretty good for Kawaki's character development. But the thing about this is, we know what's going to happen later on because of episode 1. So like, no matter all of this that Naruto's doing, it's all going to lead to Kawaki having a part in destroying the village later on. So what we're seeing now is a journey to what leads Kawaki. I think Kawaki will eventually like come around and be okay. But then Carl will wrap their fingers around him again, which will lead him on the path to destroying the village, like we've seen in episode 1 and chapter 1 of Boruto. So this journey there is going to be very interesting. All in all, I think this was a good chapter, and I'd give it a 7.5 or 8 out of 10. So, chapter 29, Shadow Doppelganger Jutsu. I don't know why it's not just called Shadow Clone Jutsu. Maybe they already have a title like that in the Naruto franchise, which is why it's not just called Shadow Clone Jutsu. Anyways, I think the chapter is very appropriately named because of the conversation Naruto had with Kawaki throughout the chapter. But let's talk about the beginning before we talk about Naruto's fight with Boruto, or even the stuff with Kawaki. So in the beginning of the chapter, Koji gets into the leaf and says, "Sorry Delta, this is my mission." Meaning he had no plans to take her in. He's basically keeping Delta outside of the leaf and making sure she can't leave because she has to watch him, while Kashin Koji has to watch Kawaki, basically keeping all of them in like a stalemate. Because with Kawaki in the village, Kashin Koji can't leave, and with Kashin Koji in the village, Delta can't leave. And if Delta can't report anything to Jigen, Kawaki and Koji can do whatever they want to do in the village right now, especially since Delta can't get in. So I'm not sure if Kashin Koji has his own personal mission to find out what his connection to the Leaf Village is, or if he's acting on Jigen's orders. Either way, he doesn't want Delta to know what he's up to. So earlier in the chapter, we see that Naruto offers Boruto a hand-to-hand sparring match, and Boruto acts like he doesn't want to and he just wants to play his game on his day off, but really, he wants to like enjoy time with his dad. And you can tell he wants to too, and Himawari makes fun of him for it. So, in the beginning of their match, of course, Boruto is spamming the Shadow Clone Jutsu like Naruto would. And Kawaki tells him to use Karma so that they can learn about it, and Boruto says that he isn't able to use it. So Kawaki activates his so that it'll resonate with Boruto. Then Kawaki explains to him that his physical abilities will grow stronger, and we see Boruto actually like getting Naruto to move and react more, basically getting stronger, and Naruto says that the strength of his jutsu has improved too. So after Naruto picks up his like pace a bit more, he boots Boruto in the face and just shuts him down. So it was cool to see Boruto actually get Naruto to move, because Naruto was just moving around like basically Naruto was in the most practice of practice matches with Boruto, but then it actually turned into a sparring match when he turned on the Karma, which puts into perspective how strong the Karma boost actually is. So after Naruto gives Boruto the boot and shuts him down, Naruto tells him that he's gotten stronger, and then they do the unison sign. Then Kawaki asks what that is, and Himawari explains it to him. And it's really nice to see that Boruto and Naruto's bond has grown a lot stronger since the beginning. And in the beginning of the chapter, when Boruto was playing Tsundere and acting like he didn't care, even though he really enjoyed Naruto's company, you can just tell that their bond has come a really long way. And while seeing this, Kawaki, it triggers a flashback for him, and he remembers his training with Jigen. And Jigen would work him to exhaustion and say that he has nothing and that he was empty inside, and that's why he gave him Karma to fill the hole. And then we see Kawaki asking why Karma hurts then, and that pissed Jigen off, so he just battered Kawaki's face with like a bat or a bar or something. And it really puts into perspective why Kawaki is the way he is. Later on, Kawaki asks Naruto about the training drill because it seemed fun to Naruto and Boruto. And then Naruto asks Kawaki if he wants to do it, but Kawaki says he doesn't have chakra, which is the craziest thing to me, because he says he doesn't have chakra and isn't a ninja. So is he just like, does he consider himself just to be like a cyborg? And if he doesn't have chakra, it makes me wonder where his source of chakra is, or like his source of power. Because Boruto isn't, even if he was powered by like machine parts and whatnot, by like cyborg energy, Boruto doesn't have that. So how would he be able to use Karma? And now that I think about it, the Otsutsuki came down from like wherever they're from they were looking to harvest the chakra tree. Because they wanted like the fruit. So I'm guessing they don't really have chakra themselves. And if they don't have any, where does the source of their power come from? I remember Kinshiki had a red axe and it looked like it was made of chakra, and then Urashiki had his red fishing rod. That also looked like it was made of chakra, but maybe it wasn't. It could have been a completely different source of power. I could just be missing something, or they'll just explain it in a later chapter. Later on, Kawaki asks Naruto about the Shadow Clone Jutsu because he thinks it's cool, and he says he would use it to beat himself up with it to get rid of any sort of anger he has. And Naruto says that wouldn't work because he's tried and is living proof of it, and says that fighting an actual opponent would be better as long as it's a worthy rival, which pretty much is like foreshadowing his and Boruto's rivalry or friendship, but it's not going to end the way Naruto thinks, which is really tragic because we know Kawaki is going to have something to do with Naruto being gone based on chapter 1 alone. Then Naruto says the most basic of basic shonen lines from nearly every shonen ever, says that friendships can change the world in unbelievable ways. And Kawaki's just like, yeah, right. And Naruto says he's proven that too, and it makes me think that Kawaki might actually think about it. Because he's listened to everything else Naruto said. He hasn't shut anything else he said down like just now. He hasn't said yeah right about anything else. But I guess the part about friendship and all of that just kind of, he didn't want to hear that because of what Jigen told him before about how he was empty and had no friends or family. But I think to some capacity he heard what Naruto said and will probably try to seek it like he is the answer to karma. I think his Kawaki's journey to karma will change into his journey to trying to figure out who he is and what friendship is. And I guess somewhere along the line he'll decide that he'll want to get rid of all of Shinobi in general because he says that one infamous line in episode 1, the age of Shinobi is over. It could be by ending Shinobi like the Shinobi world, he'll be able to create a world with true friendship. Maybe that's what he's after, or maybe he's just gone crazy. I guess we'll find out eventually. So at the end of the chapter, we see Kashin Koji has finally found Kawaki and knows where the Uzumaki residence is. So I haven't read chapter 30 yet, but I plan on like reading it and then doing the review and uploading it today too. It'll probably be like a good 2 hours or so after whenever this review comes out. But if you enjoyed this review, be sure to like, subscribe, and share it. Thanks for watching, and bye.